everybody, Paul here from Warden's Farm. It's January 3rd, 2023 at almost 12 o'clock noon, and the temperature is 68 degrees. Can you believe that? When just a week ago we were freezing. But hey, it's eastern North Carolina, and that's kind of what you got to expect for this kind of weather here. I want to put a special thanks out to Jeff from Cole's Farm for unwrapping my hives when I needed it done while I was on vacation down in Florida. So thanks very much, Jeff. Looking at the hives, it looks like I got a dead out in one of them, the small weak one. We're going to get into that. We'll look at that, and I'm going to show you the bees out and about feeding, and then we're going to go get into the hives. So without further ado, let's go get into the hives. One of the things that I'm going to be getting into and doing is, you see there's some candy canes broke up inside here. Another beekeeper sent me a hack, I guess you'd call it, to put peppermint inside the hives, peppermint candy, and it will repel hive beetles. Because I've been telling him how out at the farm I've had a heck of a time with the hive beetles, and he said him and his dad put peppermint in each one of the hives, and they haven't had to buy another hive beetle trap or anything. So we're going to try that. We're going to put some peppermint into the hives, and we're going to see if that actually works. And if it does, I won't be using beetle traps anymore. But one of the other things I am going to do probably tonight is I'm going to hit them with some oxalic acid, just to make sure that the mites are down. I did a couple weeks ago, so now I'm going to do it again, and that way I feel much better that any that have hatched out that may have been underneath the cap brood, even though there was very little, hopefully I can zap them and get rid of them. Those are my pollen feeders on the tree. You can see the buckets to protect them from the rain. And the bees love using them. This here is one of my other feed stations at my compost pile. A couple of jars. See the bees are into the sugar water there. And over here, there's another bucket of pollen on top of the compost bin. And we're going to walk down there where I have another station down here by Hive 7. Torch for the easy cheat of lighting your smoker. Now this hive was my weak hive, and I'm pretty sure it's dead. You can see the dead bees. I'm almost positive these bees are just coming in to rob the hive. So we're going to take a look at it and see what's going on. And let's see what these bees are doing, because they're probably in here just, yep, robbing out the syrup. That's just what they're doing. So we'll see just what's going on here. Looking at the comb, they've uncapped all the sugar and honey, and have literally robbed it out. I got some eggs in here from wax moss. Yeah, you can see how the comb has all been ripped open. And so now they're just in here robbing whatever else is left in here. You can see bees that we're trying to hatch out. They've literally gone in there and ate all the honey and just destroyed the brood. See if we can find our queen in here, because she's probably gone too. Yeah, you can see the bees. They were freezing. They went down into the cells during the cold weather, and that's where they perished. All right, so now we're gonna get into hive 1. That looks like it froze to death, and the bees have robbed it out. I'm just trying to see if I can locate my queen. She was unmarked. Now, I'm sure she's in here somewheres. Yeah, we got hive beetles down in there. All other kinds of little bugs. That's a shame. So that's my 3rd hive this winter that I've lost. But it's not the end of the world. Hive number 3 has a candy board. It has a quilt box. And it did have a little bit of a hive beetle problem. Got some good activity at the hive though. Not like my last hive, hive 1, which was a dead out. A little bit of moisture on the lid. So hopefully this quilt box is doing its job. I don't see any moisture on the inner cover, which that's a good thing. A lot of bees on the quilt box. They didn't do too much to clog it, but you can see the bees are on the candy board. This is what you need to do to make sure they got their nutrients. We're gonna pop off this candy board. There's a few hive beetles. So we're gonna do the mix of, or we're gonna add the peppermint to this hive. I don't expect to see too much on this box, but I do see a lot of bees on it though, so we'll see. And there's still a tiny bit of honey on that one, very tiny. So if this one doesn't have much left, well, it's got sugar water in it, probably from them robbing it out of the other hive. As you can see, it's still got honey, and they're probably from the feeders that I put out that they're in there on both sides. Look at that. So they do got some food, that's good. I don't want to do too much, but it's plenty warm enough so I can see what they're doing. Ooh, that's a heavy frame. I haven't put out that much sugar water, but that is a lot of sugar water and honey. I'm really surprised at that. So the feeder that I put in here looks like they've used everything in it. Oh wow, look at that. That's almost a full frame of honey. good and dark. Not much on that side, but look at all that sugar water. So, since we got a bunch of bees, I'm gonna just gently get this out of there. Try to get it away from this feeder. I'm not putting anything in the feeder yet because I don't want it to freeze in there. And I want to look in the bottom down here, see if there's any dead bees. Roach, get out of there. Where'd you go? Yeah, hopefully it fell off because I don't see it. Okay. You can see there is still quite a bit of sugar water and honey in this hive, which is good. So they got lots of food to feed the bees that are in here. Even more food. Okay, more food. And there's our queen right there. Yellow dot. Got a queen cup. And we're going to get rid of that because there's no way I'm going to let that happen. Some hive beetles. But we're going to try this peppermint. I want to see if the queen is laying any eggs. Let's take a look down inside here. Nope, don't see any eggs on that side. Crush that hive beetle. Good. Let's put our queen back inside here. Let's check these other frames and see if there's any brood. Because once I find it, and there you go. Look at this. Our queen is busy. You can see there's larvae in some of them. We have nurse bees keeping them warm. And there are eggs. I don't know if you can see it in the empty cells. You can see the eggs down in there, hopefully. That's good. I see a bunch of eggs, a bunch of larvae. There's more larvae. So I'm going to close this up. I'm going to put peppermint in here. The bottom board's not bad. So now that I got eggs, larvae, a queen, I don't need to do a whole lot more on this except put it back together. With some of these, I'm going to drop them down in the bottom. Get down there. There we go. Put some across the top. And we'll see if it actually works. I'm hoping it does. We'll find out at the next hive inspection. There's food in it, so that's good. We're going to put some of the peppermint candy up here. And I don't know, we're going to find out. I'm kind of anxious to see. He said he uses the round ones, but I couldn't find any. All I could find are the candy canes. So I'm putting them on it and then go from there. Hive number 4 wasn't as strong of a hive, but it still looks like it might be doing good. Right up here. So let's get in here, get it off the candy board. Yeah, the insulation I forgot to put on this one, so I'll put that back on it. Okay. The bees are on the candy board, just like the last one. You can see them working down in there, up in the top, and down in the corners. This one here, I put a little bit more bee pollen and supplements into it. That's why it's a little more yellow. Let's see just how they're doing. First thing I see a bunch of bees in here. Not so many on the outside. So we'll see what's going on with it. Yeah, after I break them apart. One thing about a feeder, trying to cram enough frames of comb in here, is it gets really tight. This one still has a screen board on it, so hive beetles can fall through. I haven't seen a hive beetle yet. We're gonna start looking. They still have food, and there's a lot of nectar in there, or sugar water. There's one hive beetle. Let's get rid of him. He just flew away. Good. So they're definitely, and yeah, look at this. Wow, is that froze. Might have to give them some smoke if they get upset. I'm trying not to use smoke because it doesn't seem to be upsetting them too bad. This one here has got a bunch of pollen in it, which is right there. Probably from them hitting my pollen feeders. A lot of nectar slash sugar water in there. Well, I gotta knock these down. So I can get into them. That I don't squash any bees. Last thing I want to do. This has definitely got more bees than I saw the last time. There's a fresh young bee. A lot of pollen. Brood. Ooh, look at all the larvae. Make sure my queen, and you're not going to believe this, but I'm going to show you. There is a drone. Let me find him. Where'd he go? There's plenty of, there's eggs, larvae. What is that? Look at this, another drone cell right there. Raised up drone cell. That's crazy. I saw one drone in here and I was not expecting to see any, but I don't see him right at the moment. He might have gone onto this side. But that cracked me up seeing a drone. want to see if he went on this one, which he did not. Okay, let's push this one out of the way. Let's give him some more smoke. So our queen is probably going to be on this frame and probably a little more brood. Or how about a lot more brood? Wow. Just checking the bees, make sure there's no crooked wing virus. Like I said in the last one, this is all eggs and larvae on the outside. The queen has picked up her pace. Eggs. Yeah, it's all eggs and larvae. And cap brood on this side. Another drone cell. Wow. It's starting, folks. That's 2 drone cells that I've seen in this hive. Have not seen the queen. Trying to see if she's under here somewhere. Nope. But just, I don't know if you can see. You can see the larva, cap brood, and there's our queen right there. If I can get that, there she is right there. That's our queen. She's unmarked. She's got a nice fat abdomen. So I am putting her back together because I have found eggs, larvae, drones, which was the last thing I really expected to see now. So let me pack this one up, folks, and let's go to hive 7, which is a hive I may have to think about splitting soon. Hive 7 has 2 deeps on it and is a very strong hive. You can see the bees bringing in pollen because there are a few dandelions out and about. I also have the pollen feeders, so it could be coming from there. But let's check out hive 7. Hive 7 has a completely different kind of roof on it. And I got this off of another beekeeper. And I like it. I just got to make more of them. I got a quilt box on. Trying to break it up. Yeah, work it up. It's a tight fit. There we go. There's the quilt box on top. The quilt box is designed to absorb moisture, and the very top has a lot of moisture on it, I can tell. So this hive is really putting off some water. Wow. This is a hive that is really eating their candy board. You can see it was full all the way around, and they have ate a lot of it. So I might have to make another one for this hive, but we'll see. There's still quite a bit left here, but I'll have to keep an eye on it just because of the amount of bees that are here. This is a spacer for the candy board because it was heavier. And I see a lot of new wax. That's crazy. But let's get into this and see what we can find. Crack. They're free. There's a lot of buzzing down in the bottom of the box. And just the shallow still got a little bit on it, because I had this shallow on it for food as well, because there were so many bees. Oh. And there's a lot of wax. There's a hive beetle. I'll let it come over to the side, and it just flew away. So I don't mind that, because I'm going to put the peppermint in this hive too. Let me show you what they're doing here. Oh, that's full. It's got a lot of sugar water, but look at all that new wax that they're putting in during winter. That's crazy. And all of these frames have relatively new wax on it. That shallow is almost full on both sides. And it's like that already. The next one is full, and they are actually adding wax onto it to expand it. Man, oh man. You can see full. A lot of sugar water, and even more. A lot of bees, a lot of sugar water, a lot of mouths to feed. Now, this is something else. Our queen has come up in here and has laid in the shallow. I'll show you the brood. If I can get it out. Oh man. Yeah. Look at all that new brood. And look at, what are those right there? You all know what they are. Drone cells. Right after the equinox is when it starts. And look at, queen cup, drone cells that I tore up. So it's already begun. There's a new hatch bee right there crawling. Eggs and larvae and drone cells. They're attached the bottom. So this one might have some drone cells too. Yeah. So let's get this off. They're already going at it. You can see they're adding wax and storing sugar water and nectar. It's January, so red maples are going to start blooming if they haven't already. That's why they're adding the wax. Wow. I am really impressed with this hive. I may have to think about doing a split here really soon if I find any queen cells. A little too early for that, I would thought. But they got lots of food. And they're just expanding all the cells. Wow. It's all new wax. Look at them bees. There's a drone. Well, isn't that something? Okay. Let's take this box off and get into the next one. This one's got some brood, eggs and larvae. It's also got cells in it that are your drone cells. Well, you can see where they've starting to do what you expect in spring, gluing frames together. So it's got a shallow and a deep. I thought it was 2 deeps, but it's not. So let me get down into this one. Let me lower the camera a little bit for you, make it easy to see. So hive 7 has got a lot of bees. I don't know if any of this recorded before, but down in the deep, the frames are completely covered in brood drone cells. I had to clean drone cells off between the shallow and the deep. Haven't run across any moths, which is great. But we're getting ready to pack this hive up because it is thriving. So you can see I put the peppermint candy on the inner cover. There's some down inside the hive. I got the, let me straighten that up. I got the quilt box, the candy board, a medium, and a deep. And the queen is really going to town. So I'm going to have to really think about splitting this one here. Probably within a month or 2. We'll see. Well, we went through the hives. We had 1 dead out. Hive number 1, it's no more. That's my 3rd dead out of the year. And all the other hives are really strong. Hive number 7 is the strongest. It's got probably 6 frames that are completely full of brood, eggs, and larvae. And hive number 4 is got a bunch of brood and eggs, and so doesn't hive number 3. So them 3 hives are looking good. Hive number 7, I'll probably end up having to split soon because it's got drone cells in it. Same with hive number 4 has drone cells in it. So that tells me that they're getting ready to get amped up here. Also, another thing I got going on is with my GoPro. It keeps cutting out on me, keeps saying it's overheating. I've looked at a bunch of different things. Now I'm running it on an external battery with no battery in the camera, trying to see if that'll work. And it does and it doesn't. So I'll probably have to contact GoPro and say, what's up with your product? How come your batteries are overheating? I've ordered new batteries, put new batteries in it, but it keeps going where it says the batteries either run out of power or it's overheated. So that's something I got to look into. If any of you know any fixes on that, kindly leave a remark, let me know. Maybe it's something I haven't tried. But for now, from Warden's Farm here at the house, have a blessed day. If you like what you see, please hit the like button. And gotta love bees. And also subscribe to the channel. Have a blessed day.